Welcome everybody to Pork and Reviews. I'm your host Pork, and once again joined by Lady Tano. We're about to check out Bad Batch. What episode is this now?
9?
10? 9?
I don't know.
I don't know.
And I'm sure you don't even know the name.
I definitely do not know the name. I know I looked at it, but it already slipped my mind. but last episode, we weren't big fans of that episode, and it wasn't that we weren't fans of the episode and what happened. Like, it was a cool episode. You had the whole showdown between Fennec and Cad Bane. The Batch rescues Omega. And it's all really cool, but we had some issues with just where this show is going and the pacing of the show. I felt that they rescued Omega too soon.
Yeah.
It was just really quick. This is episode 9, by the way. It was just really quick. And one thing I was kind of thinking about, if this was airing live, right? On broadcast TV,
Okay.
right? We'd be at the halfway point of the season, right? Because there's 16 episodes. This was episode 9, so this would have probably been a mid-season premiere, right? So I kind of get why it was set up like that. If you were to insert a month-long break in the middle between episode 8 and 9, and then this massive cliffhanger. But I get that formula. But also, they totally made this show for Disney Plus, knowing that they're not going to have to take a month and a half break. Right. They could have dragged it out a little bit more, in my opinion, and I would have been okay with that. Because I'm worried that it's just going to go right back to, this, this formula of, oh, we're hiding out on Sid's planet, and we're going to take on missions, and just rinse and repeat again. Or not. I mean, the dynamics have also changed a bit because you have Crosshair, who's more than likely going to be actively looking for them. You do have Cad Bane. Fennec, I guess, is kind of out of the equation now because she was hired by Nala Se.
At least for the moment.
Yeah. So we'll see. I guess we'll have to see where it's gonna go. I don't know. I want to say that they're going to advance the plot, but I have this bad feeling it's going to go back to filler, and I'm going to be
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I'm sure there are a lot of people who disagree with us and are like, what? You're crazy. No, but I have the same concerns. I just, like you said, I don't want a rinse and repeat. And I know I keep on bringing up Mandalorian, but it's because it keeps reminding me of Mandalorian, but
for kids.
But for kids, yeah, Mandalorian was so good, and in no moment did I feel like this is a repeat, and this is just dragging. I didn't feel that way at all. I thought that it was a well executed story thus far, and then of course it had some amazing moments this last season. But anyway, going back to the Bad Batch, I find a lot of similarities, and not necessarily in a good way. And I know that yes, there are certain themes that are popular, or that happen a lot within the Star Wars universe, but
monsters.
Yeah, but I just think that it's missing that that extra something that kind of sets itself apart. Not to say that it's all completely similar, but I feel for me it's missing a little something.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with the episode, the length of the season. Mandalorian, they had, a much shorter season, 8 episodes or something for the first season. Second season, it wasn't much more. And, it's definitely a situation where less is more. You know, because you talk, you know, Mandalorian was a more streamlined story. You know, you get a couple of these filler type episodes, but you know, classic like Filoni way ends up coming back later. Like episodes that seem filler, you know, they end up becoming relevant, and maybe we'll get that here. But you know, it's you know, you get the 16 episode format, and you know, the story itself, like the main plot, could probably be told in like 8 or 9 episodes. So you have this whole other half of this season that you just gotta like fill space. You know, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, maybe we'll be surprised with this episode.
Yeah, I mean, right now, you know, they're probably gonna have to figure out a way to like hide. I don't know if they're gonna even be able to go to Sid's planet. We'll see.
Yep.
All right, let's check it out.
Let's get started.
Common ground. Hopefully we'll be like totally like blown away.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And, you know,
that's what I'm hoping for.
And it's not, and you know, it's not like it's outside the realm of possibility.
Right,
you know,
right.
It totally can happen. It totally has happened. You know.
Yeah. I'm open to anything. Every episode.
Are we?
It looks like, is that a? No, that's not Mandalorian.
I think Onderon.
Oh.
If you do not comply with their request, you will be arrested like
I really like this episode.
Or worse.
To deal with the rise in incursions, a mandatory curfew will be put into effect for your protection.
See, this is what I like. It's like, you know, I like when the show deals with like the Empire takeover. It's
that's
when
what I've
it's
been
most
wanting.
compelling.
That's what I've been wanting to see.
As we build a unified galaxy.
They got a lot of grain in that
Senator?
frame this episode. You see that?
Mm-hmm. I promise to.
Is he gonna sell his people out?
Of course he is.
No,
No,
this
he's
is
not.
wrong. It is my duty to act in your best interest.
Oof.
And it is why I can no longer condone this unjust occupation.
Uh-oh.
They wish to intimidate us, to scare us. But we shall not cower at their acts of oppression.
His joy runs away.
Move in.
We have every right to be here. You're the ones trespassing.
Mm-hmm.
Sure are. Damn.
And it begins, right?
There's the Empire we know.
Yes. This is what I wanted to see more of. There's so much going on.
Right, and then,
So much,
yeah,
but they
it's like-
focus. Well, we'll talk about it. Let's watch.
Hey, Tiny, I got a mission for you.
dishes.
Now get scrubbing.
We all had to go through that, Omega.
We've
I
never been
know,
to
it's
Raxus
dishes.
before. Not like this.
So they consider him a separatist.
Well,
I mean-
it was Raxus was like the center of the separatist, like
Okay,
It
but
was
they
like their
still
capital.
consider him at this point? I mean, I thought that was
I mean,
all
we're
kind
not,
of
we're
done.
not, we're not that far removed from the war at
Yeah.
this point.
Hunter.
But
the
wouldn't
client
you
is a
question at
separatist.
this point
How do
the
we know
Empire?
this isn't a trap?
It's no longer the Republic.
I mean, you spent your entire life fighting those people, though.
Now are you convinced?
These kids hanging out in the bar.
Enough with the moping around. You're bringing the mood down around
It's
here.
like back in the
Sorry.
day, back in like my
Alright,
younger days.
all right.
Like,
What's wrong with you? I haven't
The
heard
neighborhood
back
bar.
from them
Like,
yet.
meh.
Get
You
that
know what I
word,
mean?
Teddy.
Meh.
They better be for what this job's paying. Maybe if you weren't so helpless, those 4 laser brains wouldn't have left you here with me.
Aww.
Looking at.
One who said to bet it all?
Wanna take us outside?
Gladly.
How'd you know to do that?
It's a strategy game. I'm good at strategy.
Enough to win a few matches for some money.
Depends. What's my cut?
30%.
60.
Whoa.
Omega's gonna get money. I mean, they're not making much money off of this stuff. They're just paying down their debt. So that's
Defying
it.
imperial law and openly inciting
They're gonna come
civil
back and she's
discord.
gonna
I
like
thought we had an understanding.
even them out with their debt.
I refuse to be your puppet. My loyalty is to the people, not
Oh. Uh-oh. Damn.
Senator, I followed your instructions to the letter.
Better get off his stun.
Just don't look down.
They brought the droid.
Get this thing moving, Ted.
These things are all slow. Damn. Damn. That's someone's house.
Yeah.
Just move to the one that works. Never mind.
Still on stun, huh?
I know there's like so many of those dudes. It's like they're gonna be getting back up, dude. Take care of that guy. End up right back where you were.
If you don't mind, please blast a hole in the wall right here.
That I can do.
How's that thing not gotten blown up by them walkers yet?
Right. They were turning.
How convenient.
Hurry! This way!
I cannot abandon my people. I must help them.
You will, Senator, but not if you are in Imperial custody.
She's right. Live to fight another day.
Live to fight another day, boys. Live to fight another day. Wonder where they're taking them. Oh shit.
What's all this? No one can stop this kid! Oh!
Pinball wizard, there has to be a twist. Pinball wizard. They don't have to go on any missions no more. Just gonna have her just
I know.
you know
I
what?
bet you
we
she's making
good.
more money. More more credits. And now she's hugging her. Being nice to her.
I know.
All right, show's over. No more bets.
Kid, where'd you learn to do that?
She's a natural. I've never seen anything like
I don't think they're mad.
I told you to keep a low profile. This is the opposite.
Ease up, Bandana. Omega made enough money to pay off the debt you boys owe me.
Oh!
A little gratitude to my friend.
Calm down, my friend.
My
Glad
friend.
you made it. Let's talk
Transoceans are
payments.
the worst.
You really paid off our debt?
I wanted to be useful, even if I couldn't go on the mission.
How about we put those strategy skills to the test? One match. If you win, then no more sitting out on missions. You ready for this?
Are you?
Oh, I want to know who wins.
You know who wins.
All right.
What'd you think?
I mean, it was good. It wasn't a bad episode. You know, I was, you know, I liked, obviously I liked the whole Empire part. That's really cool. You know, I was hoping for it to delve just a little bit more, like, deeper into the whole, like, them coming to terms with helping someone, you know, who used to be an enemy. You know, I wish they talked about them more, you know, but it's
And
like
perhaps
it's such a
making
small,
that
you know.
connection.
Yeah.
Okay, they were separatists, but this is a whole new world now.
Yeah.
It's not the same as it was when they were fighting
Yeah.
during the Clone Wars.
And you know, and this is just like the limit. This is likely because of the limitation of the episode length. You know, all these episodes are just around like 25 minutes long. So like I get why they're not like lingering. It's just like kind of right to the point, right? I mean, but ultimately, like this is exactly what it's just like an episode that's just like to fill some time and space, you know. Well, not, and you know, hopefully now that they've gotten their debt paid off, they can like move beyond like Sid's little bar,
Yeah.
you know. But you know, it was a good episode. I'm not hating on it. Like I'm not. It's just I want more out of it. I want it to be more relevant, like to the plot. You know, I mean, you know, ultimately, like the biggest plot point in this, like for the larger narrative, is that their debt was paid off. So we had an entire episode, like just to pay that debt off, just to like handle that little plot point. It was like, and you know, it's
yeah,
just
but
like,
I think it was more than that because they broadened it and they included, you know, what was going on beyond just them. Oh, so I agree with that. I totally agree.
Like enough to be relevant, you know.
No, I think it is relevant. I think it's important to the story. They will just have to follow up with it.
Yeah.
I don't think that they could just leave it at that, or at least they shouldn't just leave it at that and then move on. I think they need to address, like, okay, so as we were saying right at the beginning, this is what I was waiting for. I know this might not have been like the most exciting episode, right? It wasn't. But I like that it kind of went outside of just like the Bad Batch and what, you know, what's going on with them and what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on, like so much going on. As I've been saying since the beginning, I've always wondered how that transition was, right? From the Republic to the Empire. It couldn't have been just so easy. We know what happened with the Jedi, but it couldn't have been just so like, oh yeah, well, yeah, the Jedi were the enemies, and yeah, okay, now it's the Empire, and that's it, right? There had to be much more to it than that. So I want to see more of that, of what's going on in the galaxy, and we're not getting that enough. We just started getting it a little bit again
really,
right now.
They were really good with that, with like the episode with like Cutler Quain when they were on I cannot remember the name of that little planet. But anyway, like it was like episode 3. They did really good with setting that up, and it is something that like it hasn't really visited since then.
No, but there's like, why can't we get more of that? Even when you compare it to like Rebels, for instance, right? And I remember always saying like it feels so like such a hopeless time, like but because yes, of course it focuses on Ezra and Kanan and their group and what they're doing, right? And the thing is that they have a goal as to what they're doing, right? From the beginning, what they're doing. But then it also it opens it up to like what's going on in general in the galaxy, but I feel like we're not getting that enough.
Well, the other issue too is that the badge doesn't necessarily have an affiliation with anything right now.
But they see. I mean, there's stuff going on. It just can't be a quiet like takeover of the Empire. We know that that's not the case.
But the planet that they're on, it seems to be isolated from that.
Yeah.
So and that's kind of where they're hiding out. That's kind of like their base of operations. But
I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to see more. Because are we even going to get this opportunity? I mean, we might. There's so much Star Wars coming out. We're getting all these different storylines and different time periods and all that. So we might get it, but why not address it now?
Yeah.
This is immediately after.
So, hopefully like with them out of,
Order
Sid's
66.
Hopefully with them out of Sid's debt, they might be able to actually do this. Like they're not going to be stuck there, and they can, maybe find another place to hide out, or but I they're gonna have to make a living, so I can't imagine them stopping doing like these type of missions. We'll have to see. It's just, but just with them introducing like Rex earlier on, with them introducing Saw Gerrera earlier on. I mean, at some point, like all these paths are gonna have to converge. It's just. This was episode 9. Like we have like 7 episodes to go. So, I don't know. It's just hopefully there's less of like these smaller type of episodes, and they start really pushing towards more relevant episodes. And if it's following like the way Rebels was. We might get a couple more of these, and then like the last like 4 or 5 are gonna be all like plot heavy episodes. Just it's like a slow burn to it. But like I said, this goes to like when I was telling you how I you watched Rebels like after the fact, after it already aired, and you're able to binge watch it from beginning to end. Whereas like I watched it like week to week to week to week, and there were times where I actually didn't watch it every single week. I would let it stack up like 4 or 5 episodes because of that. Because like, you get these episodes week to week, and and at least for me, and it's probably the same for you too, you have like all this anticipation building up the whole week. It's new Star Wars. I'm really excited about it every single week. Even rolling into this episode where we were a little underwhelmed by last week's episode, I'm still as excited as I was like from episode 1 going into this one. And watching Rebels like as it was airing, like I got a little frustrated too, because you get these little episodes like this and they're okay, you know what I mean? They're like kind of one-offs, and they might have a little bit of the plot thrown in there, but at the end of the day, does it matter? Like, if you were like cutting this into like one big movie, you'd axe that part just for time length. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we got out of debt. Like, yeah, cut that scene. Yeah,
Yeah, although I argue that it's important to the plot because we need to see.
Oh yeah, yeah. They would totally just have
it.
It would totally be a little like 10-minute segment of Omega being awesome at. Oh my! I can't remember the name of that game. I'm really disappointed in myself for not remembering the name of that game right now. But it would be like a little if it was a movie situation, it'd be a little 10-minute montage of her winning that and getting out of bed. We'd be done.
Yeah, no, but what I'm trying to say is I think what's going on in I'm sorry, I didn't catch the name of that planet. What planet was it?
It's Raxus.
Okay. Yeah, so what's going on and how it's perhaps indicative of what's going on in other planets. So I think that's important to see.
Yeah, hopefully we get.
Because one would think
we do
get
more of it, because it was real heavy with that stuff, like right in the beginning.
Yeah.
They really pushed it. They really pushed it hard in the beginning,
yes,
and
this
then
is what I wanted to see.
And then we didn't see the Empire again until they were on Braca. Mm-hmm. That was like 5 episodes later. But I think what we will see more. I'm certain we're gonna see more and soon. Just we still got 7 episodes to go in the season. It's there's gonna be a couple more sprinkled in there. It'll get there. It'll I'm confident that this show is gonna have an amazing payoff. Yeah. It's just the nature of the beast. Yeah.
And someone mentioned in the comments, are we gonna see Big Brother Boba?
It's gonna happen. There's no way it doesn't happen. And I know it hasn't been really confirmed yet, but I'm not the only one that noticed that Cad Bane had that plate on his head. He didn't have that plate on his head in other episodes, which means more than likely his duel with Boba is canon. It's still considered canon, which is really cool. So we have to we really have to. I really hope we get that. We'll see where it goes next week. We may get a little more plot oriented stuff, especially now that they're not beholden to Sid. We'll see. I mean, any predictions on your end?
I think we're going to delve into a little bit more their thoughts about, because I think that was one of the points that the episode made was that, Echo was like, we're rescuing this separatist and so maybe we're going to delve into, a little bit more of how they feel about what's going on or their situation.
And I hope so, so it kind of connects the episodes together,
Yeah, I feel like they can't just leave it like that.
That's something that I'm not that's something that I kind of wish it was more of. The episodes are more connected, even if they are one-offs, or filler type episodes. Even they're still connected to the plot in a way, or they're referenced at least. And I hope we do get that. Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, that's gonna be it for tonight. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you're more into political stuff, look into Chit Chat Chill. The link is going to be posted in the description for that. I'm a contributor on that channel. Just if you're more into serious conversation about politics, it's still hilarious. At least I think I'm funny. Looking forward to this next episode. I don't want you guys to think that we're naysaying this too hard. I still love this show. This show is still great. It's just, as Star Wars fans, we build these things up in our head, and then, we set ourselves up for disappointment about 60% of the time. So, Don't think we're hating. Don't think we're not liking this show. This show really is great. It's still worth waking up in the middle of the night to get up to do these videos for you guys.
Waking up and staying up. Yeah.
But you guys have a good night, and as always, God bless.